last week I did mention I have some Co-Parenting Chronicles that I need to get out there.
Yes.
And the first one I'm going to talk about with you, I want to get your actual opinion on it. It's not going to change my mind on anything, but maybe you tell me something. It's like, oh, I had not thought about it.
Okay.
So everyone knows that I smoke a lot of medicine, right? It's just part of who I am. It's to me, it's the same thing as taking my antidepressants every day. And you can like that, hate it, believe it, not believe it, whatever. Like that's fine. I'm not saying everyone should be like me. Believe me, I'm saying no one should be like me. But what I am saying is that it works for me. And now also in doing that, I am a true believer that I do not hide things from my nuclear family, right? The people that I live with. I try not to hide anything from anyone, but especially them, right? So my point is, I got the 7-year-old and I smoke my medicine in front of him.
Mm-hmm.
He understands what it is. He asked me questions about it. I have no way, shape, or form will I let him do it until it's legal, right?
Right,
but
yeah.
I do it so that he doesn't see me just running off to the corner all the time. What the fuck's dad doing? He's always weird. And he comes back, he's hungry. I don't get it. So I guess the kid had brought it up to someone that his mom knows.
Mm-hmm.
And I know who this person was, but I'm using people don't need to know all the details. So I'm trying to make it
of course.
Possible, right? So he brought it up to someone that his mom knows, and they asked her about it, and she brought it up to me, and she was like, hey, so like literally it was as if she was a 90s sports agent caricature. Hey, so like Asher was talking and he was saying that you were smoking out of something, and what he was describing sounded like a bong. And I was like, there's no way you could ever do something like that. And I was like, no, yeah, I do. Like,
yeah.
Yeah. And she goes, well, could you not? And I'm just sitting here. And from my perspective, it's no different than drinking, right? If you're going to have a White Claw or a beer or a mixed drink by the pool, in your home, whatever, then it's no different than sparking up. Like I said, that's my opinion. My opinion may vary from your opinion. I don't know. My opinion never killed anyone of psoriasis. But whatever, or not psoriasis, cirrhosis. Psoriasis is, I don't know.
Is your skin disease?
Would you be dumping the alcohol onto your head to cause the psoriasis? Anyway! So she brings that up, and I'm just, it took everything in me to just not do anything other than be calm and in the moment. And thank God it was like a normal day. I really, really would have been scared for everyone if it was one of those like bad days where I'm like, oh, I wish someone would right now. Let's go. Right?
You're like, I got the time.
Yeah. I got my hook. We ready. Gang, gang. What's up? Maui gang. But I stayed very calm, and it's like, well, I don't hide anything from him. And she's blah, 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 blah. And as I was saying, I take a very specific course of conversation when it comes to what she does in her parenting of him. She does a lot of things that I'm not a fan of, right?
Mhm.
But that's her right to do. I believe that as long as she doesn't do anything that puts his life in danger, then it's not my place to say anything, right?
Mhm. Right.
So for her to come in and try to tell me to just like fundamentally change my life when I've never once hid the fact that I do that, right?
Right.
So it's not like you're coming in brand new just because Asher now is able to talk to people about it and you're embarrassed. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah.
But B, you should not have the gumption. That's me being polite. That's why I said gumption. Ryanism. For you to have the gumption to try and tell me how to live my life in any way, shape, or form, just it really sets me off, right? You know, because guess what? I do smoke a lot. I smoke more than most people would be able to handle in one day. I smoke more than most people can handle for a month. Okay. And look, that's not me being like, oh, look at me. No, it's just factual. Okay.
Right.
And I'm not saying that works for a lot of people, but guess what? It works for me because I show up at work every day, to within a degree, because sometimes mental health breaks, right? But I show up to work. I'm the number one producer at my job. My kid is happy and healthy, and I have an open communication with him about it, in which I've told him, if you don't like that I'm doing it, let me know. And I've told him too, I was like, it doesn't mean I'm going to stop, but it does mean that we can talk about it and see. You'll understand when you're a parent, okay? It doesn't mean I'm going to stop, but it does mean that we can have an open communication about it and possibly be able to do something that'll make you feel more comfortable with it, right?
Right. Yeah.
Because if you just acquiesce to everything that a kid asks, it would be oh my God, it would just be the worst possible thing that you could ever do. But I did want to find out from you, right? Because you're someone whose opinion I do trust begrudgingly. But I want to know, like, what do you think about the situation?
I would say the situation kind of changed once it became legal out there. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, I think that whole thing's because now it's basically equivalent to like smoking cigarettes, right? That's how I see it.
Fair enough.
I don't know, but I don't see the issue in that sense because you are having like this open communication with them and it's not like you're forcing it on him like, here, son, take a hit. Like, no, that's not where you're going with this. I think if you had this,
no, you stay away from my stuff. If it's even a gram light, I'm taking that ass. Sorry.
but I guess the conversation would be different if, like it was like 5 years ago. Because then he's saying like you're doing something illegal. See,
right.
But now there's not that stigma that it's illegal or, criminalizing, I guess.
No,
so
1,000%.
That's my stance on it.
1,000%. I 1,000,000% agree with you on that. Here's the thing too. I didn't even start smoking until it was legal out here. Like, I'm not going to lie and be like, oh, I never smoked it. No, if it's at a party or whatever, but I was, the kind of guy, I think I've told you in the past, I was the kind of guy, I didn't know how to ask for it. So like everyone at the party was high and I was like, oh man, cool. Right?
Yeah.
And so eventually I would run into one of my friends who would be actively smoking, be like, oh, it's the thing. You want to smoke? Ah! Right? Because I was more of a child then than I am now, if you can imagine.
Right.
So I didn't start smoking like this, especially until it became legal out here. I have talked to you about this. I have my medical card. In fact, I need to actually, no, I don't have it as of right now. I need to get it again because mine's expired. Right. But like, because to me, it really is a medicine that helps me in so many different ways. So
Right.
just like some people think Jesus is a medicine, I swear I feel the light of the Lord, the Savior in my butt. No, you're not feeling better because of that. It just makes you feel better, right? So maybe it is, that's your medicine though, because it releases the endorphins and overall you're just a happier, healthier person. That's fine. Do you?
It's fine. Yeah.
So
That's my stance on it. And just because you do it, and I don't know what the ex's like real issue with it, if it's just like, does she think you're going to influence him to do that when he grows up? Or, like, I don't know her stance on it, and I really don't care because I don't know her like that. But like,
I don't know. Disclaimer. I don't know. I'm not a mind reader. Disclaimer, right?
yeah, right.
But she knew about the smoking and the smoking around / in front of him before this incident.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, it feels like she just is bringing this up because she's embarrassed. I don't know. Like she was embarrassed because he brought it up to somebody else, right?
Right. Yeah.
So, and maybe it's just she forgot and had a moment of clarity about it and wanted to bring it up again. That's totally understandable too. It doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter what the reason is. It's you don't have a right to interject into my life in any way, shape, or form outside of does it physically or emotionally scar this child that we have. And if the answer is no, and I get it, you can psychologize a kid to be able to do whatever. You brainwash a little mind so easily. I get that, right? That is why I try to have such an open communication with him so that he doesn't feel. That's why he's such, to be quite honest, that's why he's such a little confident asshole, okay? Because I have full conversations with him about stuff, and now he feels, oh, I'm an adult. I have a conversation with dad. I know. So, but that's my point. That I keep it open enough with him so that he does feel like he has a voice, right? So so he'll be the first one to be like, no, it's totally fine. Like, you exhale and I do the thing and I get out of the way and we're good. But the day he starts saying, hey, it's really fucking with my mental health that you do that. Okay, we'll have a conversation. We'll see what's going on. How old are you? Do you need a puff? I'm kidding. I would not. I'm kidding.
Okay.
But that leads me to the next thing, right? So I am the one she needs to worry about, apparently, because of the fact that I smoke in front of him.
Okay.
So we had parent-teacher conferences.
Ooh, yes.
And she signed up for her day, didn't bring up anything, didn't say anything to us. By us, I mean me and the EP, because let's be honest, I don't know how to schedule a child meeting. I don't know how to do that. She takes care of the school stuff. I show up.
Yeah.
So so the mom scheduled her meeting on her own. We scheduled ours. She didn't talk to it about. We could see that she had scheduled it, but she never brought it up to us, right?
Okay.
So we scheduled another day. She texts us the morning of our appointment, right?
Okay.
She's like, hey, just want to let you know, I don't know if you signed up or not, but my my appointment's today, blah, blah, blah. And we both, me and the EP, look at each other. We just go, interesting. Because we thought your appointment was yesterday.
Right.
And so we texted her that. Well, EP texted her that. And then showed her a picture of the schedule. And sure as shit, her appointment was the day before.
Okay.
So she, trying to be a good parent about it, says, damn, can I come to yours? Okay, cool. It's today at 1:50. Hope you can make it.
Right.
Oh, that's not going to work. How about I FaceTime? So the person
The ex.
feels the need to interject how I live my life, is unable to remember her own schedule enough so that she is now needing my help, my pothead having over abusive spoke so much in front of my child, it's going to turn him into a dope fiend self. She needs to call my phone to be able to be part of this parent-teacher conference.
Yeah.
And by my phone, I mean the EP's phone, because this is also what happened when I got to the meeting. I was the first. The pothead was the first one to get there. Okay. The irresponsible one was the first one to get to the meeting. And our EP was running a couple minutes behind because traffic was a nightmare. And so it's just me and the teacher. And the teacher's, trying to make small talk. And she's asking me like, oh, what do you do for a living? I work at the insurance emporium. Oh, do you like it? Not at all.
Yeah.
And then I was going to be like, well, I have hobbies. I do stuff on the side. I have this awesome podcast. But then I realized I can't talk about my podcast to my son's teacher, not only because it's not appropriate, but also I did talk about how I might have had sex with one of her students' mothers at some point. All that.
No.
So while I'm stalling with this teacher, who is, just so you can also understand people, she's like 26 from Utah. So just super, super nice. Think she is a darling, but just so kind of country. And I'm going to leave it at that. Just take that however you want to take it. Okay.
Okay.
And as I'm trying to stall, the ex calls me and is trying to FaceTime, and nope. Click. You know why? Because I also personally never agreed to do the FaceTime. So I was being petty. Also, what was I going to? Hey, yeah, we're not ready yet. Bye. What am I going to do?
I mean, yeah, you could have done that.
Guess what? Take no prisoners in war. And divorce is war.
You sound so beaten up by it. Divorce is war.
Honestly, I had what you would call a easy divorce, right? We didn't really fight about anything to split up. I tried to be as fair to her as possible. I feel like she tried to be as fair to me as possible. It's still been a fucking bloodbath, okay? There's just so many times when I wish I was in the mafia and hey, Vinny, let's go get the car and take her ass to the mattresses. There's just so many times that I want to do stuff like that, but I can't. And what's real bad is this person who I want to sometimes inflict copious amounts of verbal and physical abuse on, who I wouldn't. Okay, not a disclaimer. This is actual fact. I would never do anything to purposefully harm this woman, no matter how much I may feel that she deserves it because she's a bitch sometimes. But that's my own bias because she's my ex. Anyway, I got what was I talking about?
Parent-teacher conference, still stalling. We were waiting for EP to get there. Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, we got to all that. I was on a roll with something, and then I just lost it because she has that effect on my brain.
But you were being petty, so what did she eventually get?
She called the EP, and then the EP called her back as soon as she actually got there, right? So I was being petty for petty's sake. No, that's not a good way to put it. I mean, I was. That's a very apt way to put it. But I was being petty with the understanding that someone else was going to not be petty. And
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
I think if you are petty with the knowledge that someone else will make up for that, it's fine. It's like what CEOs of companies do when
Uh-huh.
they dump toxic waste into harbors and kill baby, right? But then they get you to donate through them to, clean up waste management on baby ducks, and then they get to use all those donations as tax refunds because they are the ones who did the good thing. They took your money and gave it to the people, so they get to reap the benefit. And so that's what I'm saying. I knew a good thing was going to happen, so I reaped the benefit of that.
I guess if you put it that way.
Look, man, I don't like that she calls my phone. Let's be honest, okay?
Right.
Like,
yeah, it's always something, right? Whenever you see her name pop up, like,
yeah, exactly. It's like when you get a certified letter. It's never good. No one's ever been sent a certified letter and it was something good. It might end up as something good eventually, but it starts as Pappy died, and then you have to go to get the fucking will read. But the certified letter said that someone died, okay? It's never good. I had a customer at the insurance emporium. She got a certified letter from the DMV. You know what she said to me?
What?
I asked her, oh, what's the letter say? I don't know. I haven't answered it. There's no way it's good. Anything good. There's no way any part of this is good. I haven't opened it. Well, ma'am, I don't know what to tell you to do if you haven't been able to open the letter. Yeah, but it's certified. It's a certified, it cannot be good.
Oh, man. I guess you know what? That's right. Because all the certified letters I've sent for work were like our company terminating a vendor's contract. So
See? You see?
I get it.